Good evening. We present the news summary. The Anti-Corruption Commission met with officers from different ministries to find ways the Commission can assist them when identifying corruption cases. The half-day forum was held under the theme Uniting the World Against Corruption, which is the same theme chosen by the United Nations for this year's Anti-Corruption Day. The CEO of the Anti-Corruption Commission, May De Silva, said that Seychelles is engaged in the fight against corruption and recognizes the importance of working with international partners.
Since our creation in 2017, United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, has assisted the SCCS through its domestic law to make progress towards becoming a robust institution that aims to foster a corruption-free society in an environment of integrity, accountability, and transparency. The fight against corruption is being done on the global stage. Those involved in corruption play their criminal game on the global stage. This is evident through hiding their ill-gotten gains in several jurisdictions. In our modern digital day, there is nowhere that should be beyond reach. We do, however, ask that our international decision makers modernize the structures in order to assist law enforcement agencies like us to work in a swift and more effective way.
And in his message to mark this year's Anti-Corruption Day, President from Kalawan reminds each one of us that the fight against corruption is the responsibility of every person. He said that it was only through the spirit of cooperation, including those of the institutions, that solutions could be achieved and thus reduce the negative impact of corruption.
States, government officials, civil servants, law enforcement officers, media representatives, the private sector, civil society, academia, the public and the youth alike all have a role to play in this. There is also a need for cultural change in this regard. For too long, we have either accepted corrupt practices or turned a blind eye to them. There must be more accountability of public officials, and we must rid the ministries and departments of those bad apples who do not abide by the principles of honesty, integrity, and truthfulness. Access to information is key to accountability, and with accountability comes the scrutiny that shines a light in dark corners. I urge the public to use the Access to Information Act more and feel free to ask questions of the Information Commissioner.
And the Supreme Court has extended the detention order by the police on the Valabji's couple's resident at Mont Blanc for a further 60 days. In court today, Judge Borhan said that the court is satisfied that the reasonable grounds exist for the detention order to be extended. It is to be noted that arms and ammunitions were discovered at the property. The property is in the custody of the police according to the Section 26(4) of the Prevention of Terrorism Act. Preparations are underway for the project to extend Port Victoria. Since the beginning of the week, officers of the United States Navy, in collaboration with the Seychelles Coast Guard, the Ports Authority, and other partners, have started to conduct a hydrographic survey within the port area and to salvage wrecks of sunken vessels in the area of the ex-Coast Guard jetty. The salvation work began with those of the Ocean Bounty, a foreign vessel which arrived in the country in 2012 and sank in 2018. The extension of Port Victoria is expected to start next year.
Those two projects are key to our port extension. The removal of this wreck is necessary to clear the seabed in this area that will permit the quay wall to be constructed. The hydrographic survey is also critical that we need to identify the peaks and the outcrops in the port basin in order to plan for the dredging projects in the future to enhance our port infrastructure. I am positive that the training of our local Coast Guard personnel by your team of experts and the experience gained by our SPA staff will highly beneficial and will put in good use in the near future.
Fair Trade Commission FTC has spent a day on the main roads of Praslin to reach out to people and educate them on their rights as customers. This is a first of its kind, as FTC usually have their outreach programs on May in a stall where people approach them rather than them going towards the people. The inhabitants of Praslin have welcomed the outreach activity, and FTC says they will do it again. And this was the news summary. Thank you for your attention.